Welcome to Mr. Levin's The Rock Whisperer. I'm going to talk today about coordinate systems, latitude, and longitude. So when we talk about latitude, we are talking about measuring how far to the north or how far to the south we are located. So latitude are the lines that are flat, and you might have heard latitude is flatitude at sometimes, or lat is flat, but we need to know that the lines run east to west, but they measure our direction from the north to the south. So our equator is our main line that divides north and south, and that particular line is going to give us right here our 0 mark. We need to know that 0 is the equator, and we need to know that 90 is the North Pole, and in the other direction we have 90 being the South Pole. So we are counting how far north or south we are going. Another way to look at latitude, we can look at angles. So if we cut the Earth into two spheres, we can see our equator again. We see here we have 90 degrees. Why is that 90 degrees? Because it is perpendicular. Trying to draw a straight line here. So we're forming a right angle. If we're at 15 degrees latitude, that's going to be a 15-degree angle above the equator. In Galway, New York, we're about here. Nice line. And that is approximately 43 degrees north latitude. We can do the same thing if we're measuring to the south. So longitude is our other direction. These lines run north and south, but they're measuring how far to the east or how far to the west. So we need to know that longitude measures east to west. And we can look at these, and we need to remember that longitude, they're all meeting down here at 0, and they're all meeting up here at north. So all the longitude lines meet together. So we can say that they look like orange slices is one way to help remember what longitude looks like. And we need to know that 0 degrees longitude is the prime meridian. And that runs through Greenwich, England. And we're talking about the same thing here. If we're talking about 0 here, and on the flip side of the Earth, the maximum number is 180. So we follow the prime meridian up and we come over the other side of the Earth, that will be 180 degrees. And we're still looking at angles from this. So here's the center of the Earth. If we go 15 degrees to the west, so we're looking at that particular angle that we've drawn right here. Or we could say we're 90 degrees to the east. Now we're talking 90 degrees from the prime meridian. So here we have a right angle. Now when we combine these two things together, what do we get? We are winding up with what's called a coordinate system. In this particular case, we have a three-dimensional Earth, but on a flat piece of paper, it's kind of like having an XY axis. We can read things. So we'll have north being positive, south being negative, east being positive, and west being negative. We can look at the Earth and we now see our coordinate system. We can see how everything here will meet at the North Pole for our longitude. Our latitudes are just rings, and their diameter continues to get bigger until we get to the equator. So here are a couple of examples. We can see here our equator at 0, and then we have lines that increase in latitude, and we have lines that decrease. I'm sorry, they're increasing in number as we go towards the South Pole. Here we can see 0, and on the flip side, which is also called the international date line, so 180 degrees is also the international date line. So our lines of longitude will be used to divide and to give us time zones. There's a great video on Unit 2 on the YouTube under on the Rock Whisperer YouTube channel. So take a look at that to kind of see how time zones are divided up.